Good evening and welcome to another episode of Cherie, an alternative and avant-garde TV show that devoted to art, beauty, photography and music and much more. In general, devoted to life and the lifestyle. My name is Cherie Laurent, and I am going to be your host for tonight's episode. So please sit, relax and let's enjoy our journey. Tonight's episode is episode number 1 of season number 14. We normally start with having the best and the highlight of every season when we start in the episode number 1. But tonight I'm gonna start it differently because last week we have in Australia also was the launch for my new song, a new track through all the media, and it's called Down on Me. I actually wrote the song during the lockdown when we all watched the Black Lives Matter, and I have written those lyrics long time even before that. I written different type of music, but when I was watching the event on TV and I felt about the discrimination and the quality, and just even recently on Australia there was a very sad subject in the newspaper and media about people basically refuse to support transgender kids in the school, but they're only happy to support and protect gay children but not transgender children, which I don't find any logic in that. It's like, how can we just protect certain part of the group, not the whole group? So this song came out in the right time and it's called Down on Me. I also created the music video, and on a website in America called Vivo, USA, in 1 week we got 104,000 until today viewers to the music video and likes. So sit, relax and let's enjoy Down on Me. It's my gift to you. If you are black, white, Asian, Indian, Arabs, Lebanese, Wog, what they call them in Australia, which is mean European, or if you are gay or lesbian or transgender, or you have Down syndrome, or even if you are a person who getting older and you feeling discriminated because age discrimination. Any one of us in this life has felt being discriminated in a way or another, and sometimes in our life. So this song, it's my gift to you, and it's invitation for equality to all of us. So let's start, and hope you would like the song Down on Me by Cherie Laurent. Let's start.
It's all about sexuality.
that was the song, and I hope you did enjoy it. I have a great feedback. The song has been playing in different radios, which basically through great publicists that managed to get the song in so many different channels and radios in Australia and also in the UK and America. Now we are inviting our lovely man with the golden voice, my partner in the show, Don Hoxima. Hello, Don, and welcome to the show, and welcome to episode number 1 of season number 14. You have made it for 2 seasons until now, I think, right?
Yes, actually, since season 11, actually, when I started doing voiceover for many of the episodes. And then late in season 11, we started Don and Cherie. And so it's, so we got 11, 12, 13. Wow, I see this is now the starting of the 4th season with you, with Ma Cherie and Don and Cherie. So it's been a pleasure up until now. And listening to your music track, Down on Me, it was one of the best rock songs that I've heard in a long time. And plus you also had, you also already relayed how you came up with the particular single and and the inspiration behind it. And I see it's all on different platforms such as vivomusic.usa and all of the other media platforms that you also that you've also broadcasted on, and even radio stations. How does all this feel?
I think it's the last week has all been quite overwhelming. The song came up, and also in the same time I'm working with the recording studio on another 4 songs we're trying to get together, and obviously after that in the same time organizing different music video shoots while the song is being made and created. At the same time, the TV show is in America, start on the 5th of January on a network, streaming network, and that also was very overwhelming. And I think the network is doing big range of publicity. So that was a lot to deal with, plus as you may understand, I'm getting offers from the US to do some work there of this show and also to shoot some of the episodes in the US. That's part of the travel series that I started in Unit 7, and I did Europe at that time, and recently I was offered to do America, and I'm looking forward for that. But that was it's a very long journey with the visa and the work permit and also all the other offers that coming with it, plus some movie director shows interest of using Down on Me on his film, and that was beautiful honor and surprise, which I turned him, obviously, as you know, to you to deal with as you my manager. So in general there's lots of things happening, and I am trying to cope and trying to have a basically time management, trying to produce more good episode, and we have more quality, like going through the sustainability, which you did in the last 2 episodes, and also now we are trying to get to the globalization again, and all these subjects that's really important, but we're trying to do them with your vocal. So thank you for taking this challenge, and you are making.
Yes, my pleasure.
You are
It's my
making
pleasure
really,
to do those.
thank you. You are making really huge difference of the way the episode is being produced, and also the music, because we have chance to choose new music that being offered from a lots of musicians. So it's exciting, it's scary, it's we just hope for better result. And the end of the day is, the more the circle get bigger, the more responsibility on me as an artist, and I think you understand, because now it becomes on you too to create a better content and to have better subjects to talk about. And we are working hard together on creating subject and understanding subject that will be timeless, and it's more interesting to the public, and also will make a change and make different. So it's part of the entertainment business. So I'm enjoying it, let's say. Yeah. So we want to talk about something very important today. And as my song, it started with me screaming for demand for equality. The song mostly at the beginning talked about the people's reaction for a person who is unusual, either gay or lesbian or transgender or in different color skin, or it doesn't fit the stereotype. And I think I have long journey of my life dealing with this, from probably from the day number one where I born, because I have explained before, I born in Iraq during the Iraqi-Irani war, and my dad was Iranian and my mom was from background which is royalty, and it's from Arab country, from Iraq originally, relate to the King Faisal of Iraq, and that's created massive amount of discrimination for me as a child and for the whole family to go through during the war. So when you talk about discrimination, I have a long journey with it, and then that came across through changing countries and growing up and moving, and you will find people finding 1 million reasons to point the finger. And then when I got to meet you, and then you are explaining to me about the way you've been treated in India, and because you are Anglo-Saxon white man, at that time they thought you are American, Canadian American, and tell me about the privileges, how you get treated, because you are on the other side of the spectrum. So tell me more about your experiences.
Yes, when I was in India for those few months, I was treated, it almost seemed like royalty. It felt over-exaggerated with the politeness and how welcomed they made me feel. And I wasn't quite used to that, because when it's over-exaggerated, I thought it felt kind of phony. But I learned very quickly that no, this is the way they are, and they treated Americans very well. And so it was a very different feeling for me at that particular aspect, yes.
You know what surprised me also is, when I grow up in Iraq, or I found this also in other countries, because I lived in Jordan, I lived in United Arab Emirates, which was a different city, I lived in Egypt, and there is something about people from Middle East. We like Westerners and we welcome them when they come for a visit. I mean, it's a part of the culture we have. We grow up is basically, if you have a guest, you should do all the type of hospitality. You have to understand they are away from their homeland, and you have to be kind and generous to them, and you feed them and you offer them everything you can in your house: food, place to live, place to sleep. Treat them as your main guest. And that's how I brought up, and I saw that in a lots of the Middle East countries when I went, and how they appreciate Westerners. And sometimes it was really upsetting because you will find Westerners, as example, when I worked as an art director for advertising agency in Dubai, the American woman that has exactly the same job that I was getting, she was getting paid 7 times more than I am, just because she was American. And if you have someone like me at that time, I didn't have Australian citizen or a New Zealand citizen or American citizen, but if you have someone else who has a Western passport, they get treated even better than I do. They get more higher payment based on their passport. And even if they get stopped in an airport or a questioning, they always get treated better than the local. And I could not understand that. That used to be making me very angry and frustrated. And even here in Australia, I visited my embassy, the Iraqi embassy. I was looking for a visa to visit my family. And at that time, my fiancé was Australian. He was extremely good looking. He was tall, blonde, blue eyes, total Westerners. And we walked together, and I am the Iraqi person. And then I got thrown out in the queue with probably 200 people waiting for my turn in front of the window. And then they came and approached him, and they invited him to the office. They make him sit. They gave him coffee, and they said to him, why you are here? And he was saying, well, my fiancée actually here, and she's Iraqi, and she's looking to get me visa and for her. So he got his visa before me, and then they have to call me to the office because of him, and then I got treated little bit more special because of him. And you will think that should never happen, because if you flip it around, in the same time, times passed by, and I was married to an American citizen. And then I go to Australia, to the American embassy, asking for help. And I don't get the same help because the husband is not there. And if he was with me, I will get treated better. Because if you walk with American citizen to the American embassy, you will get treated much better. And it's the same thing with the British, with I guess Australian the same. So it's a matter of culture, and it's a matter of basically show respect and people appreciation to something different. And it's how different my culture treat foreigners and your culture treat foreigners. It's unbelievable. And one of the funny stories that I learned, in my country I considered white skin because I'm much more lighter than the average Iraqis, and that's because of my father was Persian, and I look more Persian. Like, I don't really look like the Iraqi people. And so in Iraq there is a what they call class system, and the lighter skin you are, the upper class you are, and the darker skin you are working class, and the servant class and all these kind of things. So through my earlier ages I always considered as a white person. And then I moved to live in basically Jordan, and I saw lots of friends of mine who are Iraqis, and they darker skin. And I managed to get a better job, I managed to get a better salary, and I managed to live in a very expensive area. And my life was moving much faster pace than all my fellow Iraqis that exactly like me. The only difference is I probably was lighter skin, and I didn't look like them. So I moved to New Zealand, and I fell in love with a Kiwi guy, which a New Zealand guy, and he's tall, blonde, blue eyes. And the time came to meet the mother, and although the mother is first generation in New Zealand, her mother came as an immigrant. The first comment she said to him in front of me, how does he trust a black person in his house? And I was looking at him, and he's looking at me with kind of, we were not believing what we're hearing. And I was looking like, who is the black person? I'm not black. You could consider me olive skin, but I don't consider myself a black. And then she kept referring to me through 4 years of relationship with him as I am the black girl. And I found this happen quite a lots of time through work in New Zealand. And if you think about how many times Westerners love to get tan, and a lot of them use fake tan, and they look like Oompa Loompas, and they look orange, just to get a darker skin. But in the same time, they have all this discrimination against people who are not as white as them. And in the same time, after I came to Australia, my friend was Australian. She was blonde. She was bleach blonde. And we were walking in Sydney and on Oxford Street. And guys driving, and they're pulling their head out the car, and they're screaming at her, why you are hanging out with a black girl again. And she was screaming, it's like, she's not black. I was like, I'm olive. And we were laughing about it, that it's like, what is going on here? And then I go to America, and my best friend is a black girl. And she called herself brown. She doesn't like to be called black. And to me, it doesn't really matter. The colors, it doesn't matter. So she's my best friend. And we hang out in, the black African, or let's say American African, native African, I think they call them, to be correct. And they used to come to her and say, why are you bringing white girl to the club? And she was saying like, she's my friend. And then I invite her, or we hang out in the white area, and they come to me and they was like, why are you hanging out with a black girl? Why are you bringing a black girl here? I was like, she's my friend, just back off. And you experience this really strong in America. And that was the first time when I was really start seeing this very clear. And it was very surprising to me. And what happened in the end, that most of my friends, they become black because they realize I don't discriminate. I never really cared about what color they are. I have Hispanic, I have black, I have Dominican, I have white, I have blonde. So to me, the color of the skin never ever meant something. Mostly was the person. And it's the same thing with religion. I have Jewish, I have Hindus, I have Christian, I have Jehovah's Witness, I have Muslims. So as long as we all respect each other's faith and keep it to ourselves, sometimes we tease each other and sometimes we make jokes about each other, but the intention is all just to pull each other's legs, basically. But it never was a reason to hate or reason to discriminate. So seeing all the things that happened with Black Lives Matter, and then coming now and seeing how transgender people get treated or how gay people get treated, and that's unfortunately it's international problems. There's a lot of country. Recently I read article that you gave me about honor killing for a transgender woman originally from Iraq by her brother. And I know things like this happened. And also in United Arab Emirates, they don't allow transgender people to even get to the country, and so Qatar. So if you are transgender, pre-op, post-op, whatever, they don't allow you to get off the airplane and live in the country for a holiday. So there is a lots of countries still going with discrimination based on gender, or based on religion, or based on color. So this song was a presentation and reminder to all these experiences.